Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to be here with the members of the Congressional Black Caucus, House and Senate, our distinguished chair, Karen Bass, Senator Booker, Senator Harris, the distinguished leader, Democratic leader of the Senate, Mr. Schumer. We are gathered here in Emancipation Hall, aptly named for those who built the Capitol, sadly. Last summer, a number of us, under the leadership of Karen Bass, went to Ghana to observe the 400th anniversary of the first slaves coming across the Atlantic. That tragedy, that horror of history, and then slavery in our own country, and then all of the consequences of that. We are here to observe that pain. We are here to respect the actions of the American people.
What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to
specifically
the Den.
Manifested in
I'm glad you could join me this evening. I am your host, Ed Honcho, and it is an honor, it is a privilege, and most of all, it is my pleasure to
in a moment, we will have a moment of silence, actually 8 minutes and 46 seconds
sometimes random
of silence
day-ins.
in honor of George Floyd and so many others
In my opinion,
who lost their lives or were abused
I think the Den is the
by
best
police
conversation,
brutality.
Right? I think it's a
Before
conversation
that, I
that
want to
more
yield to
people
the
need to
distinguished
have
leader of the Senate,
in this day and age, especially
Thank you, Madam
in
Speaker,
the
and
country that
thank
we
you
live
for
in.
this
And
profound
yes, I
and
apologize also for
important
the
moment
delay,
before we go forward with our
even when being
strong
prepared,
and comprehensive legislation. Now,
this is
Senate
that way
Democrats held
happening,
a
so I
similar
apologize
moment
for
of
that.
silence last
So,
week, where we stood for 8 minutes and 46 seconds to mark the horrible
Let's
death
talk about
of George Floyd.
suppressing children.
To every
from
one of us,
reality.
it was excruciating. It
How
seemed
long
an
should you shield
unbearably
kids
long
from
amount of
the world
time.
around them?
It felt so painful
should you
to get
encourage
even an
them
inkling
to
of how this
be more
man
informed about
and
the
so
world
many
around
other
them? I'm
black
talking about,
Americans
what
have
age?
suffered for so long.
Is it right?
Every
I've seen
American
things, especially in
should try to
the
stand
protests and the
in
marches and the
silence
things
for
that
8
are going
minutes
on.
and 46 seconds to
I mean,
acknowledge
little
the
bitty
pain
kids
of George
who
Floyd,
I'm pretty sure
the pain of
have
racism. When we gather
like
in
no
this grand
idea the
hall for
magnitude of what it
ceremonies,
is that they're
we
getting
usually begin
involved
with the
in.
Pledge of Allegiance,
So it's neither
ending
here nor
with
there.
those
We're
three
going to get into
words.
that. But let's see what we got joining us
Justice
tonight, and then let's get
for
into some good
all.
conversation.
Today, as we stand in silence, rather than in a spoken pledge, let us reflect on those words. Justice
I got
for
it on my
all.
phone. Sorry. I apologize. What media source has the fucking audio? Is that the shit? I do two things though. Oh, that's a photo. Well, I don't know. That should have been the one without any fucking audio. So I apologize if I did all that talking and couldn't hear any of the fucking shit that I was saying. So I apologize for all of that. You know, players fuck up. It happens. Whoa, Live PD got canceled? Terrible. Terrible. I'm talking about cop shows. Those are very interesting. Real talk, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. What was that? Let me start back from the beginning. Bell, Coltrane, Just Sarah, what's the motherfucking deal? John, my favorite New Yorker, what's the motherfucking deal? D the Gamma, Real Talk, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Lockbert, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi. Dakota, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Cartier, how you doing, Miss Cartier? I hope all is well. Hope life is treating you well. Footballer 503, what's the motherfucking deal? Misty. Hello, Misty. Misty, we've missed you, Miss Misty. Hopefully we get to hear from you this evening. It's been a while, you know. Shout out to you. I know you've been on the front lines battling the corona, right? So excuse me, I'm just choking a little bit. Let's see, where we at? But it's good to see Miss Misty. 335, what's the motherfucking deal? Josh. King Jaja, what's the motherfucking deal? I got you. I ain't forgot about you. Let's see. What do you mean? What do you mean? What am I not one word about what? Yeah, that wasn't even supposed to be there because I swore like the thing I did with that audio. That's what I'm trying to wonder, like why it was even making any noise because I took that version and I stripped all the audio off of it. So that's what I'm like. I didn't even see that, the little meter or whatever. Because I guess maybe I should monitor my sound too. I don't know. But I just saw it moving. I had no idea it was on, and that's fucking crazy, right? Because of, excuse me, pardon me, I apologize for that. That's disgusting. I could have swore like I stripped the audio off of that before I used it to make sure to use that specific one. So that is it's a little crazy. Honestly, I haven't touched this thing since last night, right? So that's weird. It shouldn't have been anything different than last night when I got off. So I don't even know. Anyway, Miss K Grace, the Lady Grace, how are you this evening, ma'am? Let me make sure I'm in. Frost, what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Frost. How you doing, sir? Let's see. Everything else. If I missed you, I didn't diss you. All right, cool. So, yes. Also. And here's how the den works. For those of you who may be new to the den and just tuning in and wondering what's going on. Yes, I could have done the cloud chasing thing. Yes, I could. We could be talking about Floyd right now and all of that. So if you want to talk about Floyd and the funeral, go for it. I watched some of it, right? It was a beautiful ceremony. Amazing ceremony. All the A-listers showing up, pulling up, celebrities. Al Sharpton. He was there. I think it's a celebration that everybody who wants it, right? I think everybody should go out like that, right? Every person on earth should be celebrated in that manner when they die. That's all I'm gonna say about it for right now. So, when are kids the appropriate age to be introduced to the real world? And let's take this situation right here. Let's talk about the Floyd situation. Now, if you're black, the majority of you will probably say that at some point, depending on how old you are, you either have had the conversation or you have had the conversation and have now also had the conversation with your children, right? And it's weird, right? The conversation, they say. Is it really a conversation? It's just one of those things, hey, watch out. Be careful now. So I think that we're in a weird place, right? Kids are out of school. It's like all everywhere. It's on Nickelodeon. It's all over the place. So it's almost like you kind of have to, right? They're forcing your hand, right? So you gotta start talking to your kids about race. Maybe something they've never even noticed. You always see that little video of the little white kid and little black kid running towards each other on the concrete, look like the two little happiest fucking little people you ever saw in your life, right? Kids don't see that shit. Kids don't give a fuck about that shit, right? Kids don't give a damn about that shit. Like, it's not a thing to them. They see it, but it doesn't register as something of importance. Okay, and I don't think it starts to matter until you start having experiences, and then depending on who, what, where, when, how, environment, determines how you're going to perceive yourself or others, and that's where things start to happen. But now people are kind of forced to have this conversation. You're in another situation where the LGBT, damn it, there's some additional letters. I don't know the other letters. I don't remember the conversation there. What were the other letters? Anyway, you have these conversations happening with your kids that you may not want to have yet. Like, some of these schools are kind of forcing your hands, depending on where you may be, depending on, how liberal of an area you may live in, right? So, my thing is, when do you do it? Children, I think children are cool because you don't know any better. Like, until you fucking, either they grow up right, you just become a person, or people that are living hard lives, and sometimes people get the innocence taken away, right? Let's put it like that. You have just a shitty family life. There's a multitude of things. But kids are they're funny as shit, right? And because they don't know any better. Like, you just see the unfiltered, that's how life is supposed to be. Like, imagine if everybody spoke like children. And what I mean by that is not like fucking toddlers just rambling all aimlessly, but what if people, what the So what if fucking people fucking appreciate the love 335. God damn it. What if people talk like kids, right? And just said what was on their mind and just spoke freely, asked the questions without knowing, hey, maybe it's against certain rules to ask certain questions, right? Fucking A, God damn it. Oh, shit. But see, I've been telling y'all. See, this is why I don't read the chat. I told you I've been trying to give y'all much more serious dens. I'm trying to be a much more serious host, and I'm terrible at it. I honestly shouldn't even try to do that. I really just need to stick to what the den is, which is 90% of just laughing at how fucking stupid the world is, and then the other 10% is probably bitching about it a little bit. Yeah, anyway, serious Honcho is a bad thing because I fail miserably every time I fucking look in the chat and I start fucking laughing. But I fucks with y'all. I love y'all. Didn't fuck y'all are amazing. But so imagine everybody spoke like kids, right, and thought like children, in the sense of we say we retain the information we learn and we can utilize it and apply it, but there are situations in adult where you say, this is not the appropriate time to say something. This is not the appropriate time to do something. I shouldn't ask these questions. Imagine if we didn't put these fucking stupid invisible limits on ourselves, right? We do these things that hinder us from, I think, making more progress because, like I say, we put these our own thoughts hinder us from things. Kids don't have that. They want to know something. They ask questions, even if it's the most inopportune fucking possible time. So, anyway, but when do you start having that conversation with kids? Hey, it's not right to say this, it's not right to say that. When do you start saying, hey, the world can be a dangerous place? When do you start having those conversations about safety? When do you do these things, or are you having them from day one? As soon as think, oh, fucking poke myself in the fucking eyeball. Oh, I need a pirate patch for real now. Um, you know, like, do you have this conversation with them from day one, and as they're growing and the little things that they can understand? Are you teaching this? Are you implementing this? Like, so, you know, oh, you really can't see it? Is it that small? Oh, I'll fix it on the next go round. I hate Heidi's a hater. But, you know, again, how do you apply this information? How do you make sure the kids receive it? It's something else, right? It was something else that I wanted to say. Shit. Because something along the lines. That's why I need to start writing things down. But, you know, and let's talk about the outcomes, though. The outcomes of sheltering a kid. So say if you are able to successfully do it, one, especially in this day and age, it's almost fucking impossible. But it could happen if you really want to. If you really want to put on lockdown, you could probably make it happen, right? So what are the negative aspects of sheltering kids, especially in this day and age where the children around them are moving fucking 10 times faster than we were, right? Is I mean, they have access to all the information. Like when we were younger, or when I was young, I won't say we because we're all different ages, and so people had to go about things different ways. But like to get information, we had to become detectives. We had to like put in work, or you had to know an adult who would give you the answers that they probably shouldn't be telling you. So now it's I got a phone. My parents are not fucking tech savvy. I'm just gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google whatever the fuck I want to. I'm gonna look up whatever the fuck I want to, and nobody's gonna stop me. And so now I'm fucking 9 years old. I know all about the shit I don't need to know because I'm gonna look up nothing but bad, stupid stuff. And I know about a bunch of shit I shouldn't be knowing about. Now I'm getting in trouble because I'm talking about these things, and instead of focusing on class and all this other shit, I'm thinking about all this dumb shit that I've started learning about. So especially in this day and age where we are easily distracted, where it takes absolutely nothing to take our attention away from something, i.e. me looking at the chat, and then bam, I start laughing. It's a whole new conversation. But these days, the kids are so much faster, so much more advanced. But then again, they're kind of weird too, because that may have a negative impact. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, you know, so if you shelter your kid, all the other kids around your child are moving fast, advanced, and all this other stuff. You can't be around your kid 24/7. So then you allow them to be around these other individuals, these other children, and those kids are maybe manipulating them because, again, they see, know, and have gotten into shit they probably shouldn't be into at a child's age. And then, again, like I said, depending on what age you're talking about. But I mean, shit like this happened back then before phones and before I'm just painting a scenario, right? So I really did poke the shit out of myself in my eye, like fucking hurt. So again, that's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out. Like, at what age is it appropriate? Like, how do you prepare for these kind of things? You know, is it a case by case basis? Do you make sure you keep an eye on your kids' friends, and when you see them, you say, "Oh, that's a bad friend. You don't need to hang around." That little dirty motherfucker right there, you know. Again, and we all know what happens to when you restrain kids. Like I think about college, right? A lot of young ladies, their first time ever being out on their own after, you know, going all the way through school and, you know, being at home, being restricted, sheltered, etc., whatever you want to, allowed to make their own rules, start losing their fucking minds, right? A lot of people know this. I wouldn't just say women. I guess, you know, other people should be sheltered too, but you know, it's different with boys and girls. There is a double standard. It is what it is. So, you know, when you shelter people, they've been restricted so much that as soon as they get an opportunity for some freedom, they're going to take it. I mean, just look at all the shit that's been going on around us. I mean, people losing their fucking minds. So you don't want to overdo it. You're like, hey, I don't want to do too much restriction. I mean, do you want to be a guide? I mean, do you have to live and let live? Do you do your best to provide the information and you know, deal with whatever happens after that? We live in a world with a lot of influence. The world is a lot more connected now. And so now you see how other people live, and they're much more accessible than they may have been when I was young. I remember being young, writing letters, handwritten fucking letters, to Kemah. Right? If you got something you want to say about it, kiss my ass. Okay? I'll fight you. I'll fight you over it if you want to. If you really want to make a big deal about it, we can scrap. Okay? Like, we can fight. So, but no, now it's fucking at my favorite guy. Oh, my favorite players follow. Like, if I was like fucking 9, 10 years old, right? And Akeem Olajuwon knew who I was at that time. Do you realize like how throwed off I would probably be? Like, you would think you were the shit, right? Like, so this social media and the connectivity that we have to people now, it's so much different because we're so connected. Again, like I say, so you have to be kind of wary on all fronts. You got to think about the digital front, the physical front, just in every angle of place they go, to things they do. So how prepared must you have these kids? I mean, you keep them naive, they stay innocent. It's a thing that once you learn about how terrible the world can be, I mean, there's just certain shit you just don't get back, right? It's over. It's a wrap. All the fucking cookies and rainbows are through. You'll still eat the cookies. You'll still look at the rainbows, but they never quite look the same, right? So, outside of that, Misty, that's weird. I don't know what kind of fetishes y'all are into in backwoods Alabama, but that's one you might want to just keep tucked in your front pocket. It's a little weird. So that's I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Misty is talking about, right? So, I don't know. I'm lost. So, but hello, Misty. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of talking. How old do your kids need to be? When do you start talking to your kids? Is it a kid by kid basis? Because some kids, do tend to be more mature than others. Where do you draw the line? Is there a certain age? I mean, should you be a strict parent? Should kids learn on their own? How do you? It's almost a conversation, I guess, about parenting, but I guess it what points do you adapt, right? And do you have to approach things differently these days than it was when, depending on who's calling in, it was coming up? If you're a fucking, look, man, if you call in tonight, and I know we have some youth who listen to the show and have an opinion. Tonight, I'm not going to tell you not to call in, because I guess if you've had the experience recently, so you could talk about how you responded to certain types of discipline. But if you're young and call in tonight, just remember, you don't know shit. You just talking out your ass. So, y'all youngsters like to talk a lot, and I don't mind it, but just keep note of that. But with that being said, okay. Let me get the line together. Y'all please hit that like button. Be greatly appreciated if you do. And while that's going on, I will... Hey, Jack, what the fuck? No, there we go. Yeah. Make sure you're following on all the proper social medias at Honcho HTX on Instagram and the Twitters. And Dental Live on Facebook. All the links that you need to anything Den or Den Show related in the description below. All right, there we go. So, some crazy shit happened today, right? Let's talk about this. Fuck. we're gonna talk about it. We'll make sure I get y'all's full time that I owe y'all. Again, if you have white guilt, please stop. If you are feeling some type of way, right? I don't have the answer. I do have the answer. I have the cure, right? If you have white guilt and you need the cure for white guilt, hit my Cash App. I got you. But all bullshit aside, like, white people are kneeling. I saw some shit about white people kneeling to black people in Third Ward. I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. This is pure comedy, people. They were kneeling and praying or whatever and praying for forgiveness. Elsewhere, I saw white people washing the feet of their black counterparts. I think I spoke on this a little bit briefly yesterday. I'm cool on that. That shit is fucking weird. That shit is fucking strange. And any of you niggas who want white people to wash your feet for whatever reason, I gotta question your motives, right? I have to. Like, why? Like, what are you getting out of that? Weird shit happening, right? Stop. Okay? Just stop doing those things, because that shit is weird. Again, like I said, I have no I don't know what else to say about it, but it's fucking weird. It's more funny than anything, because it doesn't make, like, I don't look at it and say, wow, the white people they're sorry. They feel sorry. They're trying to redeem themselves in the eyes of the black people. I think this is an amazing moment. No, I'm like, look at these fucking crazy white people. They've lost their shit. Why are they doing this? They need to stop. These niggas need to tell them to get their feet up. Like, what is going on? Everybody in this fucking picture is crazy. Why are they doing this, right? Everybody in this video is fucking crazy. Why are you doing this? Who is benefiting from any of these things, right? Like, do you really feel, if you washed a couple of dirty niggas' feet, that you've redeemed yourself in the eyes of all black people? As soon as you washed those people's feet and you left and went elsewhere where there may have been other African American, black niggas, whatever, you know, it could be, let's say, a heavily populated black area, right? And say wherever they were washing their feet, say they went somewhere else, go to the store or something. During that trip to the store, you became some type of negative connotation with white people. They don't see you washing those feet, right? But then you say, hey, well, Honcho, that doesn't fucking matter. They know what they did, and if they felt redeemed within themselves, they felt righteous within themselves, that's all that matters. So I can agree with that. I really can. But I just don't get, like, I'll make a TikTok for y'all niggas or some shit. I'm not finna go washing y'all's feet right now. Not only you got Corona on your fucking hand, you got fucking athlete's feet on your fucking hand. So I don't know, man. The shit it's almost laughable, right? It's really weird. I saw an article where I guess somebody black was complaining that all their white friends were sending them money. Like, and all of these things truly tell me just this one thing. I'm making jokes about it all and everything, right? But in reality, and you take it how you want, I'm not telling you how to feel. In reality, when it comes to this, there are, I guess, a lot of white people who want to help out in whatever fashion they seems fit, I guess, or what's best. But again, when I say when you have a lack of organization, leadership, and direction, you're just asking any random nigga, they're going to tell you to do some off-the-wall ass shit. You ask me to do something, I'm going to tell you to do some off-the-wall ass shit. I'm just going to have nothing to do with anything. I'm just going to see if you're going to do some weird shit. But we're at a point where I think you just have a lot of people who don't know what to do. I think you got a lot of people who are chasing clout. You got a lot of people who, again, like I say, it's the trendy thing to do, so they're doing it. But I think you do actually have a lot of people who are confused. I think you do have a lot of people who have been woken up to some things now that it's become plastered on everything in the fucking world. And so my thing in a situation like that, as always, is just fucking educate. If you see somebody in a situation like that and you have the ability to do something and you feel a particular way, don't use these situations to try to get mad at people for not being informed. Just educate people to whatever your fucking cause is. And then let them decide, whether they support the shit or not. Like, that's how things should be. So, where are the aliens? Are they here? I told you I've been waiting on them, so. That's my little spiel about that. All right, I'll get off of that whole mess, and I guess I should do that too, right? That's part of the problem. All right. Give me a second. Let's open up the phone line. Let's talk some shit. I hope y'all have wonderful days. I hope everything is good, right? I hope everything is well. I hope everybody life is heading in the direction that you wish, and if it's not, well, figure that shit out, man. Oh, man, yeah. Fucking Hillary has to go to court. I mean, a bunch of shit been going on. I missed a bunch of shit, right? There's been a lot of craziness going on, and we've been missing some things, right? So, I think that's something that we got to look at. I have to look into it a little bit more because, like I said, I'm not fully informed on everything that took place, but I think I want to put this back up. Make sure there's no sound. Is there any sound coming out unnecessarily? Alright, cool. I think the video looks good. So, little nasty Nancy. That's what I used to call her back in Gap. Nasty Nancy. She got down with the got down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about that. Alright, everything else looks cool. I know some of y'all wanted to get in yesterday too on the conversation we were having about defunding the police. So if you want to call in and speak on that, you can call in on that also. What is the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hey, what you rambling about?
What? Rambling? How dare you? And this is the queen of the sideman sandwich herself, Miss Rashida. How are you doing this evening, Miss Rashida?
I'm doing quite wonderful. Hello, damn people. Hey, Miss Gray. Hey, everybody else.
Okay. So what are your thoughts?
What is the topic? What is the question?
Whoa. How you gonna call in talking about what is the topic? Really? I'm offended.
Yeah, really.
I'm appalled. I'm insulted. I'm flabbergasted. We're talking about what age is it appropriate to basically stop sheltering your children. When do you start, kind of introduce them to the real world? So I'm referencing, like, say, this incident here. A lot of parents have been having conversations with their kids about the things that have taken place, say, with the George Floyd incident. When do you find it appropriate to have those conversations, or the conversations about other tough things in life? When do you think that it's the best time to have those chats with your children?
I think, well, I don't have any kids personally, but I do have a nephew, 2 nephews that I, take care of, and I think it's like age appropriate. I think you should know your kids and their like how well they understand things. And today I did have talk with my nephew. I wanted to know, the older one, 15 years old. I wanted to know, did he know about with George Floyd, you know. And he knew who he was and everything. So I felt like that was good. But I still think that I'm going to have to do a report on him. Because when I was talking to him, I really didn't kind of like the answers that I got from him. I feel like he's like a little bit too ambivalent for what's going on. And him being 15 young black man, he needs to be a little bit more aware of just what it is to be black in this country, a young black man. Because he's kind of like suburban a little bit, you know, he lives in Chicago. And he has that experience of good life, I feel like that. And so his perspective is more so that if you do everything right, then the police won't do things to you. So I just feel like that's a little a little too sheltered. And then the other one, he's like 10, 11. And I'm gonna talk to him eventually too, you know. But at the same time, I don't want to get him a complex either. So it's kind of it's kind of difficult, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm just their aunt, but, you know, I do have a hand in raising it. So, you know, I definitely feel a need to have some input and things. So. What do you think?
I don't agree. I think that you'd have to know the kid because, again, what one kid is at, 5 years old is another kid, same mentality at 10, So I think it depends on the child, how you raise them, again, how you, introduce them, I guess, to things all the way around, how you educate them. And again, what their concerns are. And I do find that kind of weird because you do have a lot of young kids who are angry and fed up and out there active, but then you also have a lot of children who don't give a shit, who are kind of just like, whatever, it's not me, I don't care. So,
like he didn't have an understanding of what rioting was about. Like he just felt like people just out there acting crazy. Like it's like he didn't have a full understanding of what the people were trying to. I don't know. He just didn't have an understanding of the impact of George Floyd and what that meant to the world. You know what I mean? Like he was like, well, black people get killed by the police all the time. What makes them so special? It's like he didn't have a real understanding.
Okay. I do. And Miss Cartier, and the reason why I wouldn't do a live from the den is because, again, like I said, I'm not out to chase the clout. That's not what it's about. I'd have been ashamed of myself. I'd have been ashamed of myself doing some shit like that. So again, I think it's just one of those situations where they just have to see. Like I don't know if maybe the youth realize, especially depending on how old you are and how things have been going on, you may not realize that this is kind of, regardless of what side you stand on it, it's a historic time because you've never really seen people move like this across the world in unison for a cause like this. So it's interesting to say the very least. So I think kids need to be aware.
The way he was talking just made me feel like he's too old to sound so uneducated about the ways of life and the things that are going on. and it felt like nobody had been talking to me. So I feel like I need to do a bit more of what I've been. It is what it is.
How do
We'll
you
get there.
how do you feel about defunding the police, Miss Rashida?
Why do you have to ask me that? I thought that was yesterday's topic.
Because I just want to know, a little bit more, just about Miss Rashida and her thoughts on, you know, on how certain things go in this world. You know, the Den has a Rashida cheering section.
Thought about that question. I really thought about the question, and I think it should be done on a gradual basis. You know what I'm saying? Not just defund them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still needed. You know what I'm saying? But someone said that they should be relieved of some of their responsibilities, and I thought that was a good idea. I thought that it should be more of a hybrid system where it's part of what you call it, like customer safety people or whatever, or whatever you want to call the other people, like security people. I don't know what they want to call those people. Oh, private. You know, and those people, those people will take over non-emergency first. You know what I mean? And the police could focus more on the more dangerous crimes, and they could focus on all these unsolved crimes that they have going on that a lot of them can't get to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I think that definitely they should end police doing traffic stops. I definitely think that should be privatized.
So you think that like traffic shouldn't be an issue that the law enforcement handles?
Definitely not. You can have trained people doing that. I mean, if a person is speeding, I mean, what do you need a police for that for? If a person have a broken tail light, what do you need police for that? Especially when they making 50 and 60,000 a year. To do that, no, sir. You can save money on that. Like I said, the non-emergency services will save a lot of money on that.
So,
and allocate it.
And I'm thinking about what you're saying, right? And it's very interesting.
Right.
And I'm thinking about, okay, so you allocate those resources for emergencies, traffic stuff, nothing major, but
Right.
traffic stops tend to lead to a lot of arrests, but there's a lot of controversy around them. So also you have those people who just kind of don't give too much of a shit. So say they know they're getting pulled over by a person to get a ticket, but they know that there's really no legal recourse. Like what level of power does this person who's giving out a ticket have? What if somebody doesn't want to be compliant and accept these tickets, even though they know their life is not in danger? They know that
a person don't have to accept the ticket. You get their license plate from the beginning. So they don't have to accept the ticket. They get the ticket. Well, they can get the ticket in the mail.
So you just
if they want to act the ass, shit, let them act the ass. You don't have to.
So basically, you suggest we go back to like traffic lights, the traffic cameras.
That'll work too. But you don't have to engage with them. They want to act like they want to jump out the car and whip your ass. No,
Because I'm saying
just tell them, they will get their ticket in the mail.
Okay.
And move along. It's okay. Move along.
But then, if that's the case, like, what if somebody wants to dispute it? How do you provide evidence that somebody was doing these things?
You also will have a camera.
Okay.
Just because you're not a police officer does not mean that incident won't be recorded. You have the same dash cam and the same camera. So it wouldn't just be a private company doing whatever they want to do. They would also be trained. You know what I mean? So they just wouldn't be police officers. See, this is my thing. If you're a police officer, you need to be out there on the street, not inside collecting $50 and $60, $100,000 to do clerical work. That's how I feel about it. And things like that should be. I mean, when you say defund, people didn't like elaborate on that. What they wanted is for some of that money to go back into the community, like community-based programs. And if you build up the community better, then you won't have a need for so many folks. And that should be the goal. Because you build better communities, then I think we all do that. There's a reason we don't have a lot of high crime in more affluent areas. Yeah, they got jobs and money. And I don't think some people know is some of them affluent neighborhoods, they do have private security. They don't have police. So.
What are you talking about, Heidi? Third Ward is where the white people are kissing feet and stuff. I don't know. What do you think about that, Miss Rashid? How do you feel about the white people who are out there washing feet, kissing feet, kneeling down, and things like that at groups of black people? Do you think that is
the white guilt?
Yes.
Is that you mean the white guilt and white tears?
Yes.
Hey, if it's gonna bring about change, they do what they want to do. I don't have no particular issue with it. Hey, that's on them.
Do you think it brings about change?
Huh?
Do you think it brings about change?
Look at things now. I mean, they added to the rally and everything, and now they trying to pass legislation for police reform and everything. So I think the white guilt and the white tears did help.
Okay.
I mean, it's cool now to be anti-racist and to be on the bandwagon for the Black Lives Matter. But see, that's where Trump fucking up at, because he still want to stand with the police, and his ass gonna be standing outside the White House watching Mr. Joe Biden come in there.
You think so?
Have you not seen the polls?
What do the polls say? Tell me.
Trump is losing support of his supporters,
really?
Especially the educated white men demographic. Now you know he already didn't have too much going on with the black people, so we already know how they went. Yeah, so instead of focusing on the black people, he should have been focusing on his own supporters and pandering to them.
Where do you see these polls at? What channel are they on?
It was, I think, MSNBC. MSNBC. You know, they be doing live streams. So I happened to catch one of them on YouTube. Yeah, they had something about it. So yeah, he better look into that.
Okay.
As you see, Joe Biden, he done met with the Floyd family and everything, and he black and Joe Budden. I've been talking to Joe Budden. Lord have mercy.
Joe Budden too. Joe Budden, Joe Biden, same nigga.
Yeah, and, yeah. But see, Joe Biden, he is against defunding the police, which I completely understand it. But at the same time, he's pro making changes in the police department. So that's a good thing. And let me tell you something before I get off the phone, because I know I probably went over my 10 minutes. Democrats, I don't care what nobody say, they own their shit right now. They is out there acting like the goddamn dream team. Let me tell you, I was watching some screen, and goddamn it, they was talking about the police reform bill that they trying to introduce, and they was sounding like, yeah, I was like, damn, y'all all got y'all shit together. You know, for real. Like, the Republicans, y'all better get that shit together. I'm for real. I'm for real. Cause y'all losing ground, especially with the white people. Cause at this moment, the white people is on the white guilt and they on the white tear train. And they for the anti-racism and they pro Black Lives Matter. And you talking about the Democrats ready to introduce that police reform bill, and you know it's gonna pass through the Democrats. You know it's gonna pass that. But the Republicans acting like they ain't gonna sign that shit, and Trump come out. He don't think he gonna sign. He signed his own death certificate. I'm telling you, because the people, if we vote them goddamn Republicans out, they don't pass that deal. I'm just trying to say, and you can come back and say Rashida said that shit, because they gonna vote y'all motherfucking ass up out of there. They serious about this white guilt shit and this white fear shit right now. That's all I got to say. I don't give a fuck who agree, who don't agree, but I've been watching the protests and shit. These white people, they out and about. So.
Okay. You know, I have no comment on the polls. I'll have to check them out for myself and see, to make sure, what they're saying.
I ain't got the right kid.
I mean, I believe you don't. I word is bond, son.
What you mean you got to look at it for yourself? What the fuck you trying to say? I can't understand the polls.
I'm just saying that, things update frequently.
I'm gonna sit up here and say some shit that ain't true.
Now, am I saying that you would say that, or as a Democrat that you would say that? What you were saying?
Every poll had Biden having Trump by about 7 points. So Trump, you know what Trump's mistake is? He messed with white people health and their wealth. So until he started working on that shit, he through. He through.
You think
and
that?
Then he want to sit up there and try to stand with the police when the sentiment right now is the police department need to change.
So, what happens when the bill doesn't pass and Trump gets reelected in November? Then what happens?
That ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Why not?
You think if you don't... Oh my goodness, please. That was fun.
What?
He ain't getting reelected. If that bill don't pass,
You don't think so?
My God, that was funny. That was funny right there. That was funnier than the way Kyle been roasting Trina and Bobby Light.
Who is Bobby? Who? And what's wrong with
Bobby Light?
Man, look. I didn't hear the audio. I read the transcript of what Trina said.
Yeah.
Right? And what?
You know what? Don't even listen to it, because she roasted the shit out of them. Your side gonna be heard.
Who roasted the who? No, what and what?
Kaya, you don't know who Kaya is, my neck.
Oh, I seen a picture. I saw a picture of Kaya. I heard she does a YouTube thing now. Let's just say it wasn't the most flattering picture of Kaya. I'll post it in the Discord after the stream because I don't have my phone by me. Y'all remind me, and I'll be sure to share that with
Yeah,
you.
she don't know what way she roast people. Yeah, damn. Like, I think both of them deceased at this point. But ain't no coming. I know I done got way off topic, but I'm just saying that shit. Like,
So you said Kaya and Trina are having some beef?
they ain't have no beef. Kaya roasting the shit out of her. It's deceased. She's deceased at this point. Trina's deceased.
So Trina got roasted for having opinions about the riots?
No, they had been beefing before that.
Okay,
It didn't have
I
nothing.
like that.
I mean, the latest one was about what she said concerning the riot, that she was already apologized for 3 times. But see, my thing is, you should have had the facts before you open your mouth. And Trick Daddy, being Trick Daddy, tried to warn her to shut the fuck up. But she didn't want to listen. She want to say she grown. Okay, well, your grown ass got that rope. And that's it.
Okay. We'll have to look into that. I'll have to see what's going on with that shit.
And I'm just waiting on Joe Biden to get elected so I can use my black privilege. Mm-hmm.
That's very unfortunate. You think that? You
Now,
think? Do you think
I'm
that?
just
You think that? You think that?
calling me on the white.
Do you think that
That's
niggas
what
will be in a
I'm
better position if Joe Biden gets elected?
I don't care about niggas. I'm talking about me. I'm going to be making calls on white people and everything the same way they been doing black people. I'm going to be the black Karen for real. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't wait.
And you feel like this comes with a Joe Biden presidency?
No. Just come with that's what the fuck I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, it does come with the Biden presidency. Yeah, Joe Biden 2020. Y'all better mark it down. Mm-hmm. So do. Mm-hmm. Now, see what Trump should have did was got him some Black Lives Matter shirt, because at this point, his demographic is on the white guilt and the white tear agenda. So, I mean, they pro Black Lives Matter, and you know what? I'm trying to figure out. I got to go, because how long I've been on here, but this is my last point right here. You know what I've been trying to figure out?
What's that?
It's how did the goddamn Black Lives Matter movement go from being anti-American to being representing the racial injustice? Because remember when Colin Kaepernick took the knee and everything, and he was trying to protest for the racial injustice, and people were saying how the Black Lives Matter movement and everything was anti-American, or they were just trying to say all kind of shit. You know, and now all of a sudden it's the same people, it's the same goddamn movement. I don't know. I guess the times change. I don't. I'm a little confused about that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know.
Are you saying the people who at one point that were basically saying Colin Kaepernick is on some bullshit, who are actually like rooting for him now? The people who kind of flipped the script and are rooting for him?
Because you know the NFL has changed their damn tune. Well, you know, I'm like, y'all motherfuckers, it's just out for some money. Because now y'all see the Black Lives Matter thing, it's hot, it's trending. Y'all motherfuckers doing the NFL players to probably put that old shit on their jerseys and everything. It ain't nothing but a money grab. A Colin Kaepernick stood for nothing different than what he stood for back then. He was trying to tell y'all ass about racial injustice when he took the goddamn knee. But it's kind of strange that he took a knee for racial injustice, and then George Floyd died from a need for racial injustice. I
Mm.
don't know. Just,
Mm.
yeah, you see how I put that shit together? Because I'm smart. Yeah, y'all can write that one down, goddamn. Don't nobody steal my shit either. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But,
So the fact that there's a little bit of a parallel there with Colin Kaepernick taking a knee and George Floyd basically succumbing to asphyxiation under the knee of
died
the officer.
died from these racist and police brutality.
So do you think the knee thing is what maybe woke people up? Like, the whole thing was take a knee, and then this time, this cop takes a knee on this guy's neck. And do you think if it would have been a different way, maybe people wouldn't respond the same? Do you think the fact that it was a knee that killed this gentleman made people look at it differently?
You know what? That's an interesting question. I think what made this one different is that not just the need, but the total disregard for human life. You know what I'm saying? And it was caught on video. This man is sitting up there pleading for his life. He pleading for his mother. And I didn't even know at the time that his mother was deceased.
Yes.
I thought his mother was alive until I found out later that she's deceased. So I'm wondering, when he was down there, did he see her angel? You know what I'm saying? And I hope that he did, to comfort him and while he was going through that, because nobody out there gave a fuck about his life.
Correct.
And then the Chinese Jackie Chan man, police officer, he was talking about that he told the other guy, don't you think we should roll him over? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear it on original thing, but maybe he got it on his body cam. We'll see. But as a 20-year officer, you should know what the fuck that kind of move, consequences of it. So I don't want to hear this fuck shit about he didn't intentionally do it. You can't have 20 years on the goddamn force and not know the ramifications of using that type of hold on somebody. But yeah, that shit been pissing me off. And then, like, they been having other incidents with the police at these protests and stuff, but they been getting on the police ass now. That's a good thing. Cause it was another incident. Damn, didn't I say that was my last point? I'm sorry, y'all. I just keep talking and shit. See, Miss Bill, that's why Miss Bill, you should have got in first. Cause I be talking too damn long. Well, there was another incident where 2 college students got pulled out the car and tased by 6 officers. And it wasn't no white cops, it was black cops. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of world we living in? Like, it's like, I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It just don't even make sense. Why it take 6 officers to deal with people y'all thought was violating purpose? Come on now. Y'all just want to get out there and do some shit. And then they had one of the officers had his gun out. Why the fuck you got your gun out for basically a traffic stop? See, that's the shit I was talking about. Why they asses don't need to be doing traffic stops and shit. Cause they want to come to the fucking car with a pulling out a motherfucking gun. And then all this other kind of shit. They trained to de-escalate, not escalate a situation. It seems like a lot of times they escalate a situation. But that's just my opinion.
Okay.
I don't want to decide to get upset and shit. But, yeah.
So, one last thing, and that is, if they did implement this weaponless ticketing system that you suggest, right?
Mhm.
Would you apply to be one of the ticket distributors?
Who, me?
Yes.
Hell no, these motherfuckers out here crazy. They drive crazy and shit. I ain't. Oh, what's that? No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
But see, my thing is, if it's just a traffic stop, that's all the fuck you need. Stopping for traffic. You ain't got to. That's not your job to be running their names and everything. They're motherfucking criminals. They'll get caught when they get caught. All your job is to do is to write tickets. And see the motherfucking police. See, people don't know. See, sometimes they have a quota to meet. You know what I'm saying? So they got a vested interest in giving your ass a ticket. Because what do tickets do? They bring in money for the seat.
So wouldn't the privatized custom ticket crew be basically doing the same thing? Don't you think they'd eventually probably end up with a quota also?
But see, that's not all they would do with tickets. They would do some of everything. They would respond to non-emergency calls that don't involve guns and everything. They wouldn't be under the same pressure as the police department is to generate revenue for the city.
So if a person knows they're getting pulled over by somebody without a gun, and like you say, they don't stop, so you turn on your camera, you run the license plate. Person gets a letter saying that, hey, we saw your car, this was you. We're actually going to enhance the charge since you didn't stop. You get a fleeing something type of charge, so it doubles it up. We expect you in court on such and such date. Person shows up to court. Hey, Your Honor, that wasn't me. My car got stolen this day. Was used in a major crime shortly after this video or whatever was recorded. So why do that when in that incident a law enforcement officer who would have made that stop could have prevented something much more because they can do multiple duties? So instead of just only being able to issue tickets, they could have been able maybe to execute a search and prevent maybe a major crime from happening. What about situations like that?
You mean far-fetched situations that probably rarely ever occur?
I wouldn't. Maybe the part where somebody goes and commits a major crime in the end. But let's say you're talking about people who are wanted, who have warrants, violent felons and things riding around with guns and things of that nature. And they come across one of the ticketers in an interaction, but a ticketer can't really.
That's when they would cross that over to the police. They would file a report and the police would take over from there.
But that's what I'm saying, though. But I mean, you have the person right now in your presence, so then you have to let them go in and file a report. How easy do you think it's going to be to find that person after that? Then they're going to know, okay, well, usually after this, the police follow up with these things. It sounds like a lot of extra bureaucratic nonsense, too, but we'll get to that. But, I just think that.
Well, they already been out there on the loose, so, hey.
Okay.
The police should have been doing their job anyway. If they got a warning, they ain't calling me, and that ain't whose fault is that?
But I mean, those are those opportunities right there that.
Their job is to do what they were hired to do, which is to do traffic stops and give tickets. All that extra shit, that's not on them.
Okay.
Like they're not there to run the person name and record and all that kind of shit. That's police work. They there to perform traffic stops. See, when you start getting involved in running people's names, seeing they got warrants and all that other kind of shit, then you putting yourself into a situation where that's more of a police matter, and police can handle that. If somebody got a warrant, then police should already have information on them, have an address on them. So police ain't found them, and hey, it is what it is.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else, Ms. Rashida, that's on your mind?
Nope, I think I done tied up enough. How long I been on here? I think I done tied up enough time.
Let me see. Let's see. How long you
You really gonna check that? That's all right. I want my first call for Casio too.
Well, goodness. I didn't realize we had that extensive of a conversation. Okay, well, I got you down for your pistachios, ma'am. I will make sure that you get your Den Folk first of the night caller pistachios.
Yeah, because I've been trying to call late and I ain't been getting through, so I'm gonna start calling early now.
Yeah, that
Make
would be
sure I
my
get
suggestion. Because I have people who wait on the line for a long time and never get through, then they get a little upset with me.
You know how long I was on hold yesterday for a whole goddamn hour. It didn't even make no sense. You worse than trying to call the goddamn DMV. Shit, you worse than trying to call everybody. Shit.
Damn, everybody! I'm just on the bottom of the list of people to call. I'm just the worst. Damn.
Yeah, you the worst. Yeah, but then you can't get through no more. I used to get right through now. I don't know what's going on. I don't like your new phone system. I think your phone system is racist.
The phone
Because it's
system.
not on me the other day.
The phone system is racist. Now my phone system has been
Yeah.
canceled, y'all. The deadline has been canceled. Rashida has started a petition. So you suggest that I just go back to no hold and just let it be a free for all. So whoever gets the next call just gets the next call. So people have to
Yeah, I
continuously
think
call.
that's the best system because a person be on hold for 18 years now.
Okay.
And then I should charge you for pistachios for running down my goddamn battery yesterday. Because you had me on hold for a whole goddamn hour and I still didn't get through.
Okay. I'll look into it. I'll pass that along to customer service
You always
department.
don't listen to the shit. You don't get my pistachios, but that's all right. And I want everybody to have a wonderful evening. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Rashida. I appreciate your call.
No, you don't. But that's okay.
Of course.
It's Joe Biden 2020.
That's tough. Real tough. Good luck
Yeah,
with
Joe
that.
Biden 2020, Joe Biden. Bye-bye.
All right. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What it do, son? What it do? What it do? How you doing?
Mr. Ken, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great actually. You know, chilling, working on some photos, smoking a joint,
Okay.
drinking Michael Kors, got some snacks. You know, AC pumping.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Mr. Ken? When is it appropriate to start having those more serious conversations with children?
Well, I mean, this is like a whole generation of kids now, right? So, I mean, these are like Tide Pod kids. I mean, these kids were eating like Tide Pods, like fucking laundry detergent
Yes.
and bath salts. And like, I mean, these kids, like, you know, they do some of the most dumbest shit I've ever, I've never seen it, in my life. So kind of a different breed. I mean, they have porn at their fingertips, literally. So what if they're not to talk about? You'll be a fool not to talk about things because, if you're not teaching them something or someone else is. The world is, the streets is, the TV is, the music is, the friends is. Somebody is teaching your child if you're not. So if I was a parent, I bet I'd get on top of the shit, before some dumb fuck, brainwashes my child. Now I have to do like double the work to, put my child in detox, So I, tell them everything. Tell the kids everything. Like I said, they have porn at their fingertips. What can they not know? Tell them everything. Tell them everything. All. I mean, you have fucking 5-year-olds, 3-year-olds. My fucking 3-year-old niece. She can like go to YouTube and like type in her little, cartoon, and she's like 3 years old. What is there not to talk about? Tell them. I mean, you have like fucking 9-year-old like little kids getting arrested. What is there not to talk about? I literally just seen like a video of little kid, like, I mean, obviously not the first, but look, he's literally like a 60 pound kid. He looks like he's like 9. Literally arrested. Like, what is there not to talk about when kids experience things like that? Like, what is there not to talk about when there's like so many things out there that hinder or can harm children? So why not you get to them first? That's my yeah, I mean, that's my take on it. In reference to the race shit, well, you already know how I would do with my children. So I would raise my children a whole lot different from the average Joe Schmo, the average black person. But I would definitely teach my child, the opposite of what most of us have been taught directly or indirectly, like toning down your blackness, to get a job. That's something that many black people do and still do. Checking to see if where you want to travel, is it safe for black people? I don't know about you, but that's something that I've always done ever since I started traveling. But I have to check for 2. Is it safe for black people? Isn't it safe for gay people? I can't just pop up in Jamaica with some, coochie cutters and like ready to like twerk. I definitely won't be making it back.
No, I don't think you'll have the ideal vacation.
Right.
if you made those choices.
Right. I mean, it's just a lot of things that, you have to kind of consciously stop doing. Little things like barely touching things in the store, so you don't want to make it seem like you're stealing. You should be able to observe a product and read the labeling without. People do that. I go in CVS all the time, and like, it's this African dude, and he literally stalks me every time. I mean, it's like the dude follows me all around the store. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I mean, okay, steal, okay, but I'm not gonna steal. The freaking alarm it freaking goes off, So you shouldn't have to worry about those things, or not having your white voice when you answer the phone at work or at home. My grandmother, her answer the phone voice was different from her regular voice. Hello, my name is Othello Fitzgerald. How may I help you? Like, girl, you do not talk like that. Stop it, please. Just so many things to unpackage and so many things to unlearn and to change as Black people. That you have to make a conscious effort to change, and you must talk to your children. And white people, you must talk to yours too. Because it goes on, and everyone talk to your fucking children. Because like I said, if you don't, someone else will. They're already being indoctrinated with the lies and bullshit of the United States from when they already start school anyway. So it's your job to like reprogram them when they get home from school, or homeschool them yourselves if you have the means. But I don't know. I just think that I seen a video today of fucking Mexican and the white parent. So the white parent like went off on this Mexican like, yo, your daughter pushed my child in the pool and got her wet, and my child was like, no, my child said that your daughter fell in the pool, and then the woman's like, no, she's not. My daughter doesn't lie. She does not lie, and and the fucking woman doesn't know that the dude has fucking video footage. Clearly, fucking lying ass white daughter. They start early. They start early with the lying. Lied on her Mexican friend. Said her Mexican friend pushed her in the pool. And the video showed that the damn girl fell in there and got wet her damn self, little Amy. And that's a future Amy. That's a future fucking New York Amy. That's a future a person that calls the cops on someone because they don't want to get in trouble. How is that easy? It's that easy for you to just, hey, let me just get someone in trouble just because. I mean, that's some fucked up shit. And then for your parent to like go off and go crazy, and then to say that your child does not lie. Like what? Number one, all kids lie. But there's so much work to do, so much unpacking to do. But I mean, I don't know, man. I just know that whenever I do bring some kids into this world, everybody better watch the fuck out for my Black folks, niggas, your white crackers, your Karens, yeah, everybody. They better watch out for my kids whenever they come into this world, because my kids ain't taking no fucking prisoners. I seen a fucking 2-year-old baby carrying a gallon water jug on one on each fucking hand, one on each hand. Gallon water fucking jug, a fucking 2-year-old baby. I was like, yo, she's thorough. That's my baby. That's my baby. She was like, yo, I got this. She was bringing them from outside and like from the car into the house. A baby, a whole baby. I'm like, yeah.
That's
wild. Yeah. Watch out.
That's wild, babies. Damn, they're about the size of a damn gallon. So, yeah, that'd be interesting to see. That's crazy. Okay, so at this point, you've seen a lot more people participating in some of these outings, we'll call them. Different people have different opinions on what they may or may not be. Do you feel like there's going to be genuine change when it's all said and done, after everything kind of quiets down? Or does it quiet down? Does the conversation go, what happens, let's say 2 months from now? Where are we at when it comes to change?
Well, they say that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and change is in the eyes of the person who seeks it, I believe. So change for you could be one thing, change for me could be something else. It can be two totally different things for one cause. So I don't know. It just depends on what kind of change you're looking for. I mean, I believe many Black people are looking for radical change, and not the breadcrumbs, not the shit that they're doing now. The kente cloth and all that bullshit, washing feet and shit. Motherfuckers ain't buying that. So it's cute or whatever, but yo, I'm enjoying seeing all these motherfuckers get fired. It don't even matter the fact that they're gonna get hired somewhere else.
You enjoying it? Why are you enjoying it? I mean, don't they have to feed their
And
families? Like, and don't they have?
I don't give a fuck about it. Look. See, look, this is what y'all gotta stop this fucking shit. Oh, well, what about these? Listen, these fucking mankind-ish people, those generations of what, like, like, it's me, okay, it's my grandma, my mom, me, my child, like, and that's not even generations, like, broken up, like it's so to say that, oh, what if someone's family, fuck their family, fuck their children, fuck their children's braces, fuck their children's recitals, their piano lessons, fuck their children's swimming lessons, fuck their children's choir rehearsals, fuck everything. So, okay, they can go pitch a tent, for all I care. Go pitch a tent, and go, since you like to hunt so much, go hunt your food. Go pitch a tent, but that's absolutely, I don't give a fuck about their family, I don't think y'all understand what generational wealth means. And for that to be, this is not 2 years of unemployment that you're suing for. This is not like even 5 years of you waiting for your settlement from your car accident. This is generational. You could look like that. You could look like that. Look like that, bro. But it's some real shit. So
I mean, for somebody who may not explain, and you say generational, and I get the context of what you're saying. But how does that?
Do you understand, like, how many people that is? Like, look at your family. Look at, you, like, the potential of what your bloodline could have been. Like, you look at, like, your grandma and your mom, and if you know of your great grandma and your family's history, just think about that, and just how much could have been changed and how much could have been different. It's as if you keep a child it's like you birth a child in the fucking basement of a building, and you keep them in there for 30 years. And that's like, this is 30 years. I'm not even talking about generational. But you keep them in that basement for 30 years, and then all of a sudden, hey, you're free. Let's go out. You're free to go. Do whatever you want to do. You don't even know how fucking sunlight feels. Like, what the fuck is outside? Where do I go? What do I do? How do I eat? What are these things? Are these animals? Like, what is that? What is the language? Is this a road? Is this a rock? Is this a machine? Is that a knife? Like, everytheverything is foreign to you. Like, do you know this? Like, I don't think people understand, but I'm not. I did see that John wrote in the chat earlier that he said that I have no white privilege. You know, statements like that is the reason why I will never ever have a conversation with the likes of someone ignorant and who swims in a pool of ignorance.
But my thing is this, right? But here's my thing. Hear me out. But why not take the opportunity to educate someone who believes that? Why not take the opportunity to have a conversation with someone and educate them to highlight where you feel they're wrong, or, you know, maybe they have an exchange back and forth, or maybe they have a chance to explain to you why they feel the way that they feel.
My brother Honcho, Ed Honcho in charge. I talk to those who want to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
A conversation requires two people talking, two people listening to understand.
Mm-hmm.
See, looking at and listening to his words, what he say, how he says it, his way of being a fucking Jim Carrey, if he a comedian, if he thinks, with his little skits that he does, you know, it's I wouldn't dare see him on a phone line with a bunch of people who were affected by the Holocaust. I wouldn't dare imagine him on a line speaking in that way and talking about the dead in such a derogatory way. I wouldn't imagine him and the likes of him being in a room or being in a setting like this and talking cash shit about those who died in the Holocaust. The Heidi, Black, all these fucking races. I can imagine people like that having conversations. And that is one of the reasons why I'll never have a conversation with the likes of John. Because I'll be wasting my breath. And if you haven't learned anything over the past week and a half on your own on social media, I mean, he comes out. When he calls last week, he's been trying to disprove the notion of death, black death by police. He's been trying to disprove these things. He's not trying to understand. He's trying to disprove these things. That is not the one who wants to understand. So no, I talk to white people. I was just talking to a white cop yesterday. But I talk to those who want to understand, and I'll understand what they have to say as well, you know. But just listening to the way he's been, you know, talking, it's not inviting to for someone like me who takes this seriously. I mean, this isn't something that I just woke up studying. I mean, it's something I've been studying since I was a kid. I take this seriously. So I wouldn't dare sit with him. Because he's a joke. He's a joke because he takes what I take seriously for a joke. He's a joke. I want to see a video of him going to a fucking Holocaust and go to the fucking fake Jews. Go to your fake Jews place. Go to the Irish pubs and talk shit about these people. Go there. Go into these groups and YouTube channels with the Irish and the Jews. Go there and talk the way that you talk. I would love to see it. Send me a screenshot.
Okay.
It's not that I'm scared or that I run from anything. I don't run from anything, and I think that you see my character by now to know that I don't run from you know, confrontation or anything like that. But in my progress, in my journey, in my growth, this is a part of my growth because I would sit and talk to people like John for hours last year, and year before that, and year before that, and days the year before that, and year before that, and months the year before that, and year before that. But a part of my growth is also a part of knowing that I ain't teaching no white person nothing. White People are the people who claim to be the Mount Zenith of many things. Education, sciences, rockets, all this shit. You know everything, you understand everything, but this one thing you don't understand. This one thing you will not you would fight not to understand this one thing. But, my friends, you are trying to build planets on Mars and shit like that. You have the advanced knowledge for that, but not for something as simple as literally black and white. So for that, they can kiss my ass. For the ones like John and the ones who want to work on rebuilding and understanding how we can talk and all that shit, But as far as learning, look up your people. Look up Jane Elliott. Look up your people. Look up Marshall Williamson. Look up your people. Why do I know your people and you don't know your people? Look up your people. But I'm not educating you.
Let me see something here. Hold on. Mr. Ken, someone has proposed to have a conversation with you, asking if you accept.
Oh my gosh. Look, don't come with no bullshit. I don't know who it is, but don't come with no bullshit.
It is Mr. Broderick. Said he would like to have a conversation with you.
Oh, hey, Brother Broderick. Hope all is well. But look, brother, don't come with no bullshit. Look, don't come disagreeing just for the sake of disagreeing. Disagree. But, all right, bring my brother. Bring my brother.
Give me just one moment, please. Maybe it'll be easy on me. Let me do it like this. That'll be cool. All right, Mr. Broderick, give me just one moment, and I'll add you to the call here shortly. This will be extremely interesting. Hello, gentlemen. Are we here?
What's going on? What's going on, brother?
So
I got an issue. I got an issue with my brother Ken.
Okay. Before you get to the issue, shout out to Eastside. My fault. Appreciate the love. All right, Mr. Broderick, what's the issue you got with Mr. Ken there?
Shout out to Eastside.
Yeah, shout out to Eastside doing this thing. All right, here's my issue with what you're saying right now.
All right.
Now, what you're saying would be totally fine if you and me didn't claim to follow the same belief system. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, right or wrong, you come out and publicly admitted that you too, like myself, are a believer in Christ. Right or wrong?
Correct.
You're a follower of the word, the gospel. Right or wrong?
That is not a clean answer. I believe in the word of Christ, of God. Am I a follower of the word, the book? No, I am not.
I'm not saying are you. I'm not saying are you perfect in doing so. I'm saying that you trust that the word is true and it's unchanged and it's beneficial for all, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I believe the book is written specifically for my people.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but here's my issue. My issue is see, it's stuff like this that gives the Christian religion a bad look. And the reason is
Stuff like what?
Stuff
like what?
I'm gonna get at it.
Okay.
The reason why this gives the Christian religion a bad look is it makes us look like hypocrites. And this is the reason why a lot of times in today's world we cannot be taken seriously, because right now is the time that us believers in Christ are supposed to be standing on the word. And the things that you're saying right now is coming purely out of anger, hatred, and vengeance. It's the three things
right.
that, these are that God hates. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, these are three things that God hates. I dropped a video on this on the Be For Real show. Shout out to myself. Y'all go check out, follow the Be For Real show, beforreal.com. Follow me on Instagram, Be For Real, all that stuff. But here's the thing.
I would like, brothers, if you could reword that statement.
I can't reword the statement because I'm basing it on what you just said.
Well, you're not, because just because what I said had, to me, I harbored like literally no hate in my heart. I don't hate.
Well, I find it hard to believe when you can make a statement like "fuck they kids," fuck their life.
That's right.
How can you make a statement like that and still stand on the word of God? You can't make a statement like that. And see, here's the reason why. I'm. Hold on. And this is the reason why I'm pulling your Christian card right now, because this is what we're supposed to do as Christians to each other. Now, you can hit me up with that "judge not lest you not be judged" scripture, but you be wrong.
I ain't hit you with it.
Because the thing is when it comes to Christians dealing with Christians, we got to check each other when we falling short. So I have to check you right now, because you're talking about vengeance, you're talking about hate, you're dealing with anger. The word says, "Let us be slow to anger and quick to forgive." That's what the word of God says. So what you're putting out there right now is giving us all a bad look, and it's not only you. It's a whole lot of people that I'm angry at right now, and I'm really not so much angry, but I'm sad. Because
no, don't backpedal. Use anger. Use the words that you meant.
Hold on. Don't put words in my mouth, because the truth is, it does sadden me.
You just said it.
It does sadden me that we living in this doggone stage right now, and we have people that are supposed to be, followers of Christ, and there's many of them that are saying the same type of, bull crap that she's saying right now, and it doesn't make any sense.
All right. So I understand your point of view. I understand where you're coming from with you, quote unquote, checking me, your fellow Christian brother. Thank you for checking me, your fellow Christian brother. However, I would have to say that I completely stand by everything that I said previously.
Okay. If you stand by everything...
Wait. Let me finish.
Okay.
Boom. See, because you came in because you had a question, so therefore you wanted some understanding, I would hope. So let me try to pour some into your cup, my brother. So I stand by everything that I said. When Honcho said, well, these people getting fired from their jobs, and when I say fuck their job, fuck their job, fuck the food for their children, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 generational wealth. I meant all of it. Okay. Now, I also meant and I said that I'm not going to say it's not out of envy. It's about injustice, and it's about inequality, and it's about what is indeed a birthright in a sense.
What's the birth?
The birthright?
Yeah, what's
Our
the birthright
birthright,
that you speak of?
to me, the birthright is to the land of this earth. I believe that we have been given the, what is the word? The deed, if you will, to explore and canvas this earth freely. And I believe that has been stolen from us.
What exactly has been stolen from?
Let me finish because I don't want to lose my original point. I don't harbor any hatred towards those people. I don't harbor any hatred towards anyone. I just know that I go back to I'm on my team, and what I want for my team is what I want for my team. And going back to the Bible, I believe that my team, which is, I consider you a part of the team, and Honcho is a part of that team. I believe that it's all the different teams. And I believe that's who, the Bible is speaking of. Now, when I said that you can hold me accountable all you want, I'm pretty sure, judging from how everyone talked in the den about me, that this is the last thing that would make Christians look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like the gay shit is what makes people look bad from coming from me.
Hold on.
Well, wait, let me finish. And I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying it in general. Now, fuck. Yeah. Damn it. I lost my whole train of thought, man. Fuck yeah. All right, yeah. Bottom line, I believe in the book. I believe that it's written for me and my people, and I believe in it all. You know what I'm saying? But I don't follow it. I don't follow the book in entirety, and I say that all the time. I lead with that, and so you should all automatically know that if you see some things that is not what you would deem Christ-like, by all means, you can call it out all you want, but by all means, know that I know what I'm doing, know that I know that, it may or may not be right or wrong, and just know that I'm okay with it. And
all right, you gotta give me a sensory, but here's what I have an issue with some of the things you're saying right now. All of the things that you expressed, that you just said on your call earlier, and then you come to me and say, I don't have a hateful or bone in my body or whatever, but everything that you said is the exact opposite of love. And then to sit here and say, well, I believe in Christ, I believe in the book, but I don't follow everything that it says. You literally just said that you believe in the whole book. Now, of course,
just because I don't hate something doesn't mean I have to love it. Why can I not like it? You know what I mean? Like, why do I need to love or hate something?
Hold on. I'm trying to get. We're trying to get on a playing field of understanding here, because now, I'm not trying to jump on you or whatever, But the whole point is when you claim to represent the Christian side and you're representing it in a way that is making us look bad, is making us look hypocritical, then I have to say something. And if I'm not saying something, then I'm not doing my duty as a Christian. Because one thing that you're supposed to follow is you're supposed to follow the fruits of the Spirit if you got the Holy Spirit in you. Now, does that mean that you're going to be perfect? No. Does that mean that you're going to follow every single rule in the Bible to the T? Absolutely not, because Jesus died because we couldn't do that. But what's the two things that he told us to do when he left it? He said to love the Lord with all your heart and love your brother as yourself. For a man don't hate his own flesh, how could he hate his brother? So when you say things like you're saying, then you're saying right now that you hate your brother. Because you cannot say, fuck their life, fuck their kids, fuck their job.
Who said
that
that's my brother? Who said that's my brother?
If he got flesh and he on this earth, that's your brother. That's what I'm saying. If he has flesh, he's on this earth, whether you like him, agree with him or not. That's what the word says. The word didn't specify who not to love.
So
the word says
to
love your brother, your neighbor. That means everybody.
All the brothers. And so we had to love all the brothers, including Esau.
Look, the word said to love everybody. It didn't say that you had to like everybody.
Including
even
Esau.
each side. So if you disagree with each side, it's whatever. It didn't say.
Is what I'm asking.
Hold on.
Esau.
I'm trying to get a point across to you. It didn't say you had to like everybody. It didn't say you had to agree with everybody's opinion. It said that you have to love everybody. But what you're exhibiting right now is not showing love for your fellow man. Now, I'm going to tell you like this here. This is the way I look at the whole situation with the whole, stuff that's going on. We have a First Amendment right, okay, to basically say, feel, and have any kind of opinion that we want in this country without any retribution. Right now, our First Amendment rights are being threatened. Now, in saying that, that means that if I stand for the First Amendment right of this country, that means if you decide to be a hater, you decide to be a person with a bad heart, you want to be a racist, you want to be a whatever it is you choose to be, you want to be down with Black Lives Matter, whatever the case. Me fighting for the First Amendment right, I need to be able to say, well, I might not agree with you, and I might think that you're a straight up dummy for saying what you're saying, but I still stand up for your right to do so. So even if there's a racist person out there, I'm that guy that says I don't believe that just because this guy feels this way about somebody because of their skin color, or they have a personal preference for this person over this person based solely on how they look. As long as you're not getting in my way and you're not impeding my progress, or you're not impeding somebody else's progress because of those things, then I'm going to stand up for your right to say whatever or feel whatever you want to feel. So I don't think that it's right for you to lose your job or your livelihood based solely on your opinion, preference, or how you feel about somebody. Now, when you start trying to affect people physically, or when you put something in place that's going to impede somebody's progress, then that's where we have a problem. That's when your hate is realized. You know what I'm saying? But for you to sit up here and say, fuck their kids, fuck their job, fuck their life, basically, and fuck their generational wealth, and then to say that you have a little bit of jealousy. God says straight up, he hates jealousy. Why are you jealous of somebody else? And then we also have to understand that everything that somebody else has ain't always for us. God never told us that on this earth that everything was going to be equal. You always going to have a poor class, a middle class, and an upper class. That will never change. Everybody ain't meant to be rich. Everybody ain't meant to be privileged. Everybody ain't meant to be poor. You know what I'm saying? So why are we all trying to equal the playing field like that? This is a country where you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to do as long as you're willing to put in the work to do it. Nobody is stopping your grind. That's what these people died in the civil rights movement for you to be able to have these opportunities to do whatever it is you want to do. So now, while we might agree that there's a problem in America, we disagree on exactly what the problem is. My thing is the problem is not racism. The problem ain't white supremacy. The problem ain't systematic or a systemic racism or whatever you want to call it. My thing is the problem is our mentality. Because if you are weak enough to allow somebody to say that they're supreme over you, and something that somebody says hurts your feelings so much to where it stops you from getting your butt out the bed in the morning and grinding like you should be as a man, then you weak to me.
I mean, that's so romanticizing the issues that black people have with the idea
No, it's not. Because black people
yes, it is. Black people aren't just in bed at fucking 12 o'clock at noon saying to themselves, oh, shit, damn, nigga, it's because of white supremacy. Motherfuckers ain't scratching their balls at 1 o'clock at noon talking about, damn, son, white supremacy done caused me to lose my job. Niggas don't talk like that. And that talking point that you talk, that is the same talking point that people like you run with. That is, I never hear that from. I never hear that from. I hear that
illogical people.
Demographic. I was going to go with logical, but I backtracked.
You can't go with logical. You can't go with logical. Because I'm a logical person.
I believe that you are a logical thinking man, so that's why I stopped myself and I backtracked. So that's why I'm trying to find another word to replace that. But you're of a demographic.
Trying to dig deep for the pain that you're searching for. That's the problem that I have with our people.
Says that shit. That's what I'm saying. You know, because niggas,
I
have never in my life, and I have been in the ghettos, okay? I have been in the ghettos on the East Coast, West Coast. I have lived on couches, okay, with fucking mice and shit jumping from couches to fucking tables and shit, okay? I have lived in some horrible shit. And I have never, ever heard no nigga blame their failure on white supremacy. Niggas don't talk like that.
First of all, where have you been and what have you been doing with yourself over the last 24 hours? Because that's literally all that you see on TV and on social media right now. That's all that you see. The reason why we have all of this white guilt movement is exactly what I'm talking about right now.
Bro,
but see, here's my thing. Hold on.
You're switching shit around, see, and that's why I hate having conversations with people, because you know what I'm saying. We're talking about a statement that you made. You said that niggas sit at home and blaming white.
First of all, I didn't say that. I didn't say that niggas sitting at home. I didn't say nothing about niggas sitting at home blaming white supremacy. I said that if a man says that another man is supreme over him, and first of all, I didn't even say white supremacy. I said if a man thinks another man is supreme over him, then that man.
And you said if he sit at home. You said if he sits at home.
Okay, I don't care if he's sitting at home on a boat, whatever. You know, we can talk about semantics another time. I don't care where he is. But I'm saying if a man, breathing, living, bleeding just like you, breathing the same oxygen as you, if you see another man as supreme to you based solely on the color of their skin, or if you see another man as privileged over you based solely on the color of their skin, then that means that you are a weak-minded person. But here's the thing. I don't blame you personally for your weak mind.
But no. But you are wrong again. No, once again, and I'm saying niggas are not saying that another man is supreme over him solely based on his skin color. No.
If you ever let those words, white supremacy, utter out of your mouth, that's exactly what you're saying.
The system of white supremacy. It is the
Okay,
system.
what is the
meaning
system?
It is
Explain
an
something to me.
entire
Okay, explain
system.
something to me. What is the system doing to you? Not even just you.
Oh
What
my
is
gosh!
the
It
system doing
starts
to
from
black people?
when
Tell
you're.
me.
It starts from when you come into this earth. It
No.
starts. It starts.
Give me something specific.
It starts
Give
when
me
you come into
specifics.
this
You
earth.
can't keep going with
And you
can't keep going with
And
propaganda.
your mother isn't even given a proper childbirth. Look up the number of black women who have died while giving birth or after giving birth, based on the feeling that they're not really in pain like that. Judge Hatchett, a TV judge, it just happened to her. Her daughter-in-law, it happened to her. It starts when you
telling
are
me
first
something about
born.
a TV judge.
No,
Ken,
it's
let me explain something to you.
This
that
is statistics, bro. This is
kind of what
statistics.
you were saying. No, it's not statistical. It's emotional.
It is statistics.
So let me tell you something. I posted up. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I posted up in the Discord yesterday at some point. I posted up a picture of the house that I grew up in, and I wrote down a statement of exactly why I posted a picture of that house. I lived in what was called a shotgun house, but I stated in my statement that this house had so many holes that we didn't even need air conditioning because we had pure ventilation. There were so many holes in the house. Yes, we didn't have the basic luxuries that my next door neighbor might have had. We didn't have air conditioning, hot water, all that. Yet and still, and I grew up with rats and roaches or whatever, so you can't never come at me like that because I grew up in that situation. I grew up in a drug-infested neighborhood where Bloods and Crips was killing each other. So and then not only that, but me and my mama having to hit the doggone floor every night because we do live in this wooden house full of holes and niggas out there shooting every doggone night. And you know niggas don't know how to shoot. So if you don't want to be hit by a stray bullet when they out there, licking them things go, you know what I'm saying? You got to hit the doggone dirt. That's what I grew up in. But guess what? The difference is, and I put it in my statement, my mother did not teach me that the white man was the enemy. She did not teach me that the police were hunting us down. She did not teach me that I couldn't do anything that any of the next man could do. So what I'm saying to you is our mentality is what? If you teach your children when they're growing up that there is no enemy against them other than Satan, which is the true enemy that we should be teaching our children about. If you teach your kids that there's a white boogeyman out there, what you think they're gonna grow up looking for? And every situation that's unfavorable, they're going to blame it on the white boogeyman. But if you don't teach your kids that, then they will look at things a different way. They'll open their minds up to different possibilities. Okay? And when you don't teach your children that the police are out here hunting you down, then it's probably reasonable to say or to assume that the times that you have to deal with the police, that things would go a lot different way because you're not tense and you don't pose a threat to the police officers when they pull you over, which is my story. So what I'm saying is, can't nobody tell me that they have an excuse because of their circumstances, because I had the same circumstances or worse than anybody else, but I didn't make excuse.
Oh my gosh. Like I said, and I appreciate your statement, my brother, and I say that genuinely, even though you may think that I'm being sarcastic, and I mean that wholeheartedly, my brother. You literally make the same statement from that of a particular demographic. Can't nobody tell me that just because I grew up in X amount of standards, that if I can do it, so can you. If nothing held me back, nothing should hold you back.
So why would you sit here and keep on saying to black people now?
Let me finish.
That there's a system in place that's
I'll let
holding
you finish,
them back.
bro. I'll let you
Go
finish.
ahead.
No. So that the United States, my brother, from another mother and another father, but the same God. In the United States of these whatever, black women are 2 to 6 times more likely to die from complications from pregnancy, depending on their zip code, than white women. Okay.
Why is that?
So, there are
You can't answer why that is?
No. I mean, it's an article that I have right in front of myself. I mean, I don't know it offhand of the exact reasons, but I do know that there is this myth that, you know, black people can tolerate pain, and that is very,
man, come on now. Come on now.
Let me finish my statement. Let me finish my statement. Okay. That is, whether it's a myth or not, that's something that some people believe. The same way that some people believe in fucking aliens. You see what I'm saying? But this is a belief that these nurses and these doctors have witnessed with their own eyes. But they can't talk. They can't say anything because they don't want to lose their job. Okay? So myself and my valedictorian of my high school, smartest girl in the world, smartest girl I've ever fucking known. This girl would cry. We had the EOGs, and you had to make either a 1 through 4. 4 would be the highest. She would make a 3, and the girl would cry. Meanwhile, I'd be making a fucking 2, because I didn't give a fuck about high school and shit. I make a 2. I'm like, shit, I'm Gucci.
Okay, you gotta get to your point.
You know what I'm saying? But she was taught about the injustices in this country. She was taught about, her mother and my grandmother were good girlfriends. And I told you before, my grandmother with her, you know, participation in the Black Panther movement, and even from then on throughout, even now, you know, still running the NAACP back in North Carolina. I mean, we were taught about these things. We have Black history books in our homes. In our dens, our actual dens, we have rows and rows of encyclopedias. You know, I mean, they don't have books. So I say that to say that just because you, my brother, were not brainwashed, if you will, on the plight and the realistic plight of Black people in these United States, and you turned out so wonderfully well, you know, based on, you know, where you came from. Great job to you. Celebratory virtual celebration for you, my brother. But there are other people like me.
I didn't say that for that.
There are other people like me and like my friend and like my classmate who is smart as fucking rocks and who runs her own real estate company in Charlotte, North Carolina, and is married to a beautiful African man and has 2 beautiful children. You know, I mean, and I can go in countless of other people who were raised on knowledge, not with no mindset of, oh, the people, they shut me down, but just knowing that there's something out there. And for you, and this is not based on no fucking myth. This is based on eyewitness testimony from your mother and her mother and her mother and her aunt. This is not no fucking boogeyman who hides under the bed, okay?
But you don't have any...
I would rather for my child to be grateful. I would rather be grateful that for me to have been awake or to have been awoken last year or the year before that, so I would be okay with today's time. I would know kind of what to expect and be kind of okay. I won't be in chaos. Folks are going crazy, okay? And many folks are going crazy are these white folks. And why they are going crazy is because many of them, some of them are coming to a new reality that challenges their old beliefs.
Okay,
What
here's
kind
the
of fucked up way to,
here's the deal, fellas. Because we definitely have gone past the normal allotted time. And we could definitely, if y'all wouldn't mind, we could continue this conversation in the Discord. We're going to get ready to wind it down here. I have one more special call I have to make before we wrap it up. So, I'm not sure if we resolved too much. I think we still at odds on some things. So if you gentlemen would like to, like I say, continue the conversation in Discord, I think the Den folk would definitely like to, to hear how this concludes.
Mm-hmm. That's cool with me.
Okay. Mr. Ken, how about yourself?
Hello?
What's that?
Oh, I didn't hear you, but thanks for the call. But what did you say?
I was saying that because I said I have one more call before we wrap it up. We've gone past the 2-hour mark. But if you guys would like to continue to attempt to maybe resolve or conclude this conversation in the Discord, I think the Den folk would be very interested in seeing how it gets resolved.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Okay. Say this, Honcho.
Okay. I appreciate it, Mr. Broad. Appreciate it, Mr. Ken. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Now, I know there's some other folks who want to get in, but I have to make a special call, right? Well, I guess I don't have to make the special call. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the Den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Hey, Josh. How you doing this evening, sir?
Well, I was doing okay.
It doesn't matter how you're doing this evening, Josh, if you smell what the Rock is cooking. No, but Josh, I'll bullshit to the side. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Which slide are you taking?
Who cares?
No, I need an answer. We cannot continue this conversation until I get an answer.
C.
C. Okay. All right. So what's on your mind, Mr. Johnson? I know you were trying to get in yesterday, and you were on hold for quite some time, and the show concluded, and I know you were not too happy about that, and I apologize for that. And I know you've been trying to get in today, and I told you that, yesterday I told you I got you, and I meant that. So I know you probably have a few different things that are on your mind that you would like to express. The floor is yours, sir. Go for it.
Okay. As far as yesterday, I didn't mean to go in like that because I almost fell asleep, to be honest, because I was on hold really, and then because usually if I called in halfway through it, and I know that you have a good show, and I know that you try to get people on as much as you can, but I guess it'd be better you said, okay, the people on the line, but you have to go, then it is what it is. Because I understand it, because I got things to do as well. So it is what it is. So when I woke up this morning, I wasn't mad at all. It was just at the moment.
I definitely understand. I mean, time is valuable, and I think time is a very important thing. And the fact that like I said, you were waiting there holding because you had something that you wanted to express. The least I could do is try to get back to that. So again, like I said, I understand. But what were your thoughts on yesterday's topic?
I saw yesterday. Okay, yesterday was about the cops, right?
Correct. Yes, sir. Defunding the police. Yes.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, with that, well, I was gonna say yesterday this. I was gonna backtrack into this. What people didn't notice was Trump was trying to set up Biden for a minute. Mm-hmm. That's why Biden had to come out and say what he said, because see, one thing about Trump is I don't like his get that son of the bitch off the field comment and other things. So that was demeaning. That was, I guess, I'm gonna say borderline racist, because that pretty much was it, and they're pretty much caused Kaepernick to pretty much be out the league and never be seen again until now. So what he tried to do, this was pitched since Thursday. So Trump is seeing how everybody has been saying defund the police and how Jacob Frey got booed and banned off of his own city, which was kind of sad.
Yeah.
To see that, which I knew was going to happen. But what happened was that the Black Lives Matter, aka George Soros stuff, Satanist himself that wants America destabilized due to population control, wants to destabilize the government so New World Order can take over. And the easiest way to do that is to incite chaos and riots and all kind of shit and destabilize the police first. Because you destabilize the police, you destabilize the city, and crime is going to be happening like the Wild Wild West, and government's going to step in, and a new order has to take place. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I definitely see it. Seems like a very multi-tiered thing, but I could definitely see where you're going with that. Do you think that's what's happening right now? Do you feel like that's the direction we're headed towards?
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not going to work because you got most Republican states, Texas, everywhere else is not thinking about demilitarizing the police at all. Like, so back to what Trump was doing. So on the left wing, he wants to pretty much defund the police, and you got so we all know Trump doesn't want to. So Trump automatically lies on Biden saying he wants to defund the police. Why? So pretty much he could set Biden up so he could pretty much get out in front of it, because anybody knows in Biden's plan he wants to give more money to the police more than Trump.
Yes.
But no one says this because they don't want people knowing. But Black Lives Matter don't know that because people in Black Lives Matter don't read. So
are you saying that black people don't read? Is that what you're saying, Josh?
there's a majority of them that don't, because when Black Lives Matter pushing for defunding the police, I don't think that. I mean, someone that wrote the crime bill himself is not going to be for defunding the police.
Yeah, I don't know, Josh.
I mean, that's just common sense.
I think you need to check your privilege right now, Josh. I think that's where this conversation instantly turned left, and you're sounding extremely condescending right now, saying that black people don't read. I'm offended. I'm sure somebody else is offended. Yeah, I mean, this is where we are now. I can't believe it. I am just ticked off that you would say such a thing. Nah, all bullshit to the side though. So you feel like, again, like I said, masterminds. There's a mastermind behind this. You talked about the mayor. Let's talk about that for just a second. I want to get your thoughts on that, about the mayor getting booed out of his own city. Like, this guy almost seems like he's trying to bend over backwards to appease his constituents. I mean, he seems like he's trying to do everything in his possibility to make it happen, but yet it seems like he's getting embarrassed. It's like he's getting made fun of. That whole dancing thing was a travesty. Again, like I say, he tried to walk with people, gets booed about the defunding thing, and then, like I say, the little civilian panel or whatever, they vote to try to move forward with it. What's up with that guy, in your opinion?
It's a guy. I mean, I guess I think Broderick might like this. It's almost a Bible verse that says you reap what you sow. Like, this man has had 2 years to make do in his own city, to do the right thing, and he hasn't done so. And I was like, the only way a society would get so bad as to defund the police is if there's no trust within the police department with his community at all. Like, for example, in Houston, no one's talking about defunding the police at all. And they've done some shady shit, but it doesn't get that bad. And another thing is that the leader of one of the councilmen who wants to defund the police is either the brother of the son or the DA that's over the case entirely. So they're suspect to me. I don't trust them. And the brother supports Antifa, so I really don't trust them.
Oh, that's wild, yeah. I thought you were an Antifa supporter guy. That'd be
Why would
something.
I? Why would I advocate for burning down my own shit?
I don't know, man. I could have sworn, that you were at an Antifa rally one time when you called or something. You just punched an old man or some shit. I don't know. I can't recall. Okay. Wrong Josh, I guess. So, okay. Well, with that, what are your thoughts on kids, man? Like, how old should a kid be before you really start trying to, teach them the ways of the world?
I think I would say I don't like me. I think they should be exposed at the age of really. You should, as a parent, you should try to learn your child best. And I'm an advocate that nothing needs to be hidden from children, especially now, because they're gonna find it at some point. So the age that you're introducing to your first smartphone is the age that you're supposed to be talking to your kids about life matters as it's happening right now.
Okay.
So parents need to really get out in front of it before social media or the news does that for them.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, I definitely think so. Because if you let them start getting onto the internet, and I'm just thinking about shit that I got into in the day and age of dial-up internet, right? And so now, in this day and age where the internet is everywhere, you don't need a phone. I mean, it lives with you. We all know where we are now. And the information can flow at you nonstop. So it's like you have to be putting out almost just as much information or to combat that. And it's almost impossible to do, and still have a life and have to take care of business and do all these other things. So, yeah, you really got to do your damnedest. And as soon as you start introducing them to that stream of information, I could agree with you on that. As soon as you give them a smartphone, you need to be actively, making sure they get the right information and can decipher what's real and what's fake.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. So I'm not for defunding the police, and I'm interested to see what Biden gymnastics tries to do with trying to lead his base and trying to do that. And one thing I'll try to tell Rashida is that Biden should win this, but it's almost a situation that I don't think he's the right one for the party, because I'm more Democratic leaning than Republican, to be honest. But I just don't believe in Biden at all, because it's almost a case where I've seen a poll where like Trump has 96% in his party, the Republican Party.
Yes.
And Biden has only like 70% approval in the Democratic Party. That's not going to get it done.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I think right now it's all good for Biden, but I think when it gets to the point the more he starts talking, once the debates start happening, once all those, I think that's when it's going to start getting ugly for him. Like, I think what he actually has to do, has to communicate, I think that's when it's going to get real, real unfortunate. So,
on top of the gerrymandering and redistricting that's going on in Georgia right now, that's why people were standing 4 to 5 hours to vote.
Oh, it's crazy. I saw some of that shit.
Which is why I do early voting, because I feel like if you wait till the last day of voting and there's early voting for the past 2 weeks, I feel like that's your fault.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I can see that, but I mean, should these polling places, not these polling places, but should they be allowed to? I mean, should they be equipped to handle, their district? Like, should these places be equipped to handle if everybody decided to wait till the last minute, the last day? Should they be in a position where they can handle that type of traffic? Like, should it be up to the person to have to go and vote early just to get their vote in? Like, is it up to the individual to be responsible for their vote? Or should the polling location, be adequately prepared so that, they can handle large sums or large influxes of traffic?
Like I said, one thing I don't know about this life is what should happen is probably not going to happen. And you've probably seen that over and over. Every day we wake up is some crazy shit. Yeah. I didn't see. Yeah. Like the people kneeling, like on that, that ridiculous shit. Anyway, which I'm gonna get on that in a second, but that kneeling shit for the Democrats, that didn't make no sense. It was to the point where someone from Ghana got mad and went on live stream and they condemned the Democrats for like 10 minutes. Like, it was bad.
No shit, that's wild.
cuss them out in African language like that. Because for one, the moment of silence was good, and then two, they did it in fake dwashiki shit. Because anybody knows from Africa, like that shit is fake.
Yeah.
It's not real shit. And then three, they got on the knee the same way George Floyd died. So how you showing tribute to a guy who died on the same gesture that you? Anyway.
I mean, hey, they got together, they planned it out as a unit, and they executed. Did it go over the way they hoped it would? I think if you were already pro-democrat, you were going to accept it anyway. I think if you were anti or whatever, then you weren't going to. You're going to reject anything they did. So I think it got the results that they wanted. Because I actually saw people, congratulating them on what they did. So I thought that was kind of odd.
And I believe the reason why they did that is because of Trump again. Because if anybody didn't notice, Trump-like tweets was a show from Insecure off HBO. So I'm pretty sure you don't know what that is, but you know what Love and Hip Hop is, right?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something like that.
Okay. Well, it's a terrible show. That's all I need to know. If it's anything like that. Okay. Well, maybe he likes. Who knows, man? I have no fucking. Like at this point, Trump watching some shit like that would be probably the least surprising shit. It's just everything else is. I mean, I'm just waiting tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. Tomorrow we're gonna wake up. Something crazy is gonna happen. I hate to even say it. Like tomorrow we're gonna wake up in some ridiculous, something stupid. We're gonna get some stupid news tomorrow. Mark my motherfucking words. So there's that. Okay. What else is on your mind there, Josh?
And you're right about that. And one thing before I go, you're right about that stupid. I mean, yeah, you're right about things getting crazier because, again, of the fake coronavirus, which is, again, population control from Bill Gates, but no one's saying that. And again, that you remember the Jeffrey Epstein case, right?
Yes.
About how he died and committed suicide and no one knew what happened?
Yeah.
Do you think he was acting alone, or do you think it was more people than him doing what he did?
Well, you're talking about dealing with a lot of powerful people.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that was not the work of a single man. So I definitely believe there was some other action going on.
Yeah. So rumor is there's a whole lot of people on that list, from Hillary Clinton to Bill Clinton to Obama to Sean Carter and Beyonce herself. Those are just the headlines.
No, that's terrible. Maybe that's why you got them out there, performing concerts and shit. So who knows? It's all wild stuff, man. Like all of it. Like I don't put anything past anybody, but it's like the rabbit hole is so deep. Like even if you found out all the information, what do you solve, right? Like what can you do? Like so. It's almost, I don't know. I mean, it's just like I said. It's just almost like I won't say who cares because you want to know what's going on in your world, but it's in a situation where it's just like, what the fuck can you really do? Like, I believe a lot of nonsense is going on. Like, I 100% do believe it. But like, if you find out some really really crazy shit, what are you gonna be able to do about it? So I don't know, man. But I do believe there's some wild shit happening.
So the odds are is September 9th is going to be the day that Hillary Clinton is going to testify in court. It was supposed to be earlier, but coronavirus. Interesting. But, but it's going to happen. But it is supposed to be over Benghazi emails and stuff. But if there's any email about sex trafficking, it's going to be, Guantanamo Bay going to be filled with your past presidents. Twitter's going to explode. Like, I'm not even. Like, I hope it ain't true, but 2020 is saying it is.
Yeah, I mean, if it, we'll see, man. Like I say, we'll see. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the world, and I don't know if I want to know, because it's just like I say, it's something's happening. I don't know. It's a different. Everything's different. It's all crazy. Eastside Hero, man. Appreciate the love, sir. Man, look, Trump is going to, and shout out to Miss Marie and also Miss Jacera. Like Trump gonna come out in some J's. This nigga gonna have on some of them little cut up ass skinny jeans niggas be wearing and shit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga gonna come out. This nigga gonna have he gonna have like two parts of this shit. He gonna have a little low fade. You know what I'm talking about? He gonna be slugged up. You know what I'm saying? And shit. That's how you gonna get the black. You just gonna sell all the way out. He's like, you gonna take a knee like that. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be like, look, I got y'all. You know, y'all ain't gonna let the Democrats one up me. You know what I'm saying? I got y'all. So he gonna get out there and he gonna do the old foolie on them. They ain't gonna be ready for that shit. So yeah, look forward to it. Wow, I believe that just happened. I think I hung up on Mr. Josh. So again, I did not do that. Okay, I promise I did not do that. Even though I was actually clicking around on the thing, I did not do that. I got to figure out what's going on with the dilly dally. But here's the deal: we finna slide to the Discord. Finish the conversation. Hopefully, Mr. Broderick and Mr. Ken want to finish their conversation. I'll be in there for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not going to linger in there for a long, long time. But I'll definitely be in there to stir some shit up as I do, and also contribute my soundtrack to the conversation. So if y'all do hear random music playing, it is usually me. Don't get mad at Rhythm or whoever the bot is. But again, all the links that you need, anything Den Show related, in the description down below. Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Den Show Live on Facebook. Make sure you follow on all the proper social medias just in case you don't get the notification on YouTube. They don't always go through, so make sure you follow on either Instagram or Twitter, because like I say, I usually post up before the thing, or make sure you have the notification on the channel, the bell, you know, like darkened all the way in. On the community tab, I usually leave the topic of the day, whatever the video is going to be about. So I already have, like I said, the rest of the week, so we should be good 9 o'clock every day this week till Friday. Like I said, I have topics already mapped out, so it's just about figuring out how I can release them and they actually send out the notifications. I don't know why they haven't been good now. But with that being said, right, I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank all of y'all. I'm trying to produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. Let me get the link for the Discord for y'all real quick. For those of you who would like to come in and be a part of the conversation with all the rest of the Den folk, you can join via the voice chat if you like to speak directly with the other Den folk. Those are always interesting conversations. Or if you just want to listen in and talk shit about the goofy stuff people are saying via the voice chat, the text chat, you can always do that. It's always extremely interesting the day after a Discord, right? And you know that it's been an active Discord. But see, well, y'all don't get to hear all that. Y'all got to be in the Discord to hear all that. And so no shit to be a part of that. And where's the damn link at? Let me get this for y'all. So I'm gonna dive up in. As y'all can see, it's already jumping in the Discord. Yeah, that's how I go down. Yeah, you're already having a very interesting conversation. Let me do what I gotta do. Try to slide. The link is there. I'm trying to reduce, man, out for real. I appreciate you. I don't know why. There's something with this. I don't know what the fuck. It always takes forever for these links to go through. But well, thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I really do. But we'll be back at it tomorrow at 9. And y'all be cool like y'all be cool. And y'all ain't got to go home. Come to the Discord. If not, I got to get the fuck up out of here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tired, and I'm gone. No, there we go. So there goes the link for all of you who may need it. Make sure you check it out. You can get on the Discord on PC or your cell phone. Multiple ways of doing it. Make sure you check it out. I think it's always a very good conversation. I'm out.